All right, guys, we are back for game number two between Game Freaks and Team Dynamics. Almost combined both team names to make Game Dynamics. So Game Freaks showed a very impressive game number one between their wombo combo and just how far they got and how well they took advantage of the lead they got. Their comp was very solid. They took advantage of their superior wave clear to pick up camps on the map and then apply additional pressure on there. Infofox had a great job from actually sitting in the bushes, stopping rotations. The only thing I'd like to see out of him is not take as much free poke damage. And if he plays Johanna again, make sure to hold that D before the throw actually occurs from Garage. So team dynamics are going to have to focus in on making sure they have enough wave clear. That's for starters. They're also going to have to play their macro game a little bit tighter. For instance, they didn't have they didn't have all five down to do the objective. They then had four members down for the Punisher, which then made it really easy for game breaks. Basically, a chain event of 5v4, 5v4, 5v4. And then the chain deaths became like, we can continue to pick you off until you get it together and actually perform as a team and group up. So Bernie Burn with the sad Stukov face, rightfully so. His Stukov was pretty on point that game, dropping silences to make you a weeping angel, and Stukov being picked up. Well, that's kind of a signal that both team dynamics values him just as highly, and they want to take that tool away from Game Freaks. And what's interesting is that Game Freaks has the opportunity, or sorry, Team Dynamics has the opportunity to literally do the same exact thing that just occurred in the previous game. Ban out the Malfurion. They have that opportunity. But what's interesting is they picked up the Garage at this point and the Greymane. Greymane is great for the actual clearing battle that commences on Battlefield of Eternity. And although he's fallen off, Battlefield of Eternity is, I think, one of those maps where he still should be high value just because of his race potential in that regard. And I gotta say, clearly they're taking a long time to decide what's coming out. So they're really serious about getting an optimal pick here. And they don't have the Garage available to them. You can get ETC, who's available, because Garage has to pop. So we're actually going to get the Johanna. Hanzo is almost a no-brainer on this map. If there's actually a higher priority than Greymane, it's Hanzo. So in that regard, it's very surprising that Game Freaks didn't pick up the Hanzo, because Raven X actually played the Hanzo pretty well overall. He did have a lot of scatter arrows that didn't hit when he was trying to hit Johanna on Game Freaks, so Amplifox. But in the same token, this map, it doesn't even matter. Like, this is a full scattershot build, and you just basically pop them out and keep dumping that damage onto the Immortal, and you melt that Immortal. There's no one who races as fast as Hanzo. So it's really strange that they opt to pick up the Greymane instead of the Hanzo for Game Freaks. And this is playing out exactly like I said. They're going to now choke him out of the Malfurion. So they have Lucio, they have Alexstrasza. Lucio's not too shabby because of the fact that you get the extra speed to help Garage actually engage. Much like if you play an Arthas, he doesn't have the ability to engage on someone without landing a root and basically running at him. So they also both need solo lanes. Johanna will provide the wave clear, but she's actually weakish, but she's okay against the Greymane. Greymane comes in, he's blinded, he's stunned, and condemned. So she has decent peel capacity for the Greymane. And without Maev actually in this game, and no Genji, Game Freaks has to draft a very different team right now, because they've already lost to Johanna, they've lost to Stukov, they only have the Greymane available from last game. So we're going to see definitely something different from Game Freaks. Be interesting to see if they can execute it as well. So we're going to get the Li Ming. So Li Ming provides kind of a counter pressure of being able to poke the enemy team either as she plays defense or if she's on offense, poking the enemy mortal. So it works both ways for Li Ming. She's great for the defense or even the offense. Is she as good as a Hanzo? Maybe not, but like if she can get a single kill, it's face roll city, and Li Ming will just roll her face on that keyboard, and we'll see death after death after death pop up there. So Blaze is now being taken away from the side of Team Dynamics, and I don't think this is too much of a loss. They can pick up someone like a Leoric on the side of Team Dynamics. Leo will hold his own against a Blaze, and additionally, the team that they have right now, Entomb, is going to be insane because Garage will have to throw whatever's in his way out of his way, and if there's a second body in his way, it won't even matter. And there's the Leoric. We're going to see Zul'jin picked up here. Not very common. It's actually strange they didn't opt for the Tychus this game when there's a double warrior. This is actually a better game for the Tychus than even the last one. So the Zul'jin is going to be picked up here, and I think the Zul'jin is okay. He does a lot of DPS, can chunk people down, and especially he can get, the armor reduction. And Hanzo can get the armor reduction and just keep poking Rush down until he basically has no armor. And the final pickup as the support will be the Lili, which is interesting because Lili has very little to contend with. She has to be worried about Hanzo Arrow landing on her. She does have to be worried about Johanna, and she has to be worried about Stukov. But the Stukov probably won't hit Lili with a solid positioning. Now, I'm curious why they opted for Lili because honestly, Zul'jin is not going to be walking into range close enough for Lili to land, especially with a double warrior comp. Double warrior comp is going to be eating the blinds. Hanzo is not going to eat a blind. Stukov not going to eat the blind, and Zul'jin is very likely not going to actually eat that blind. So it'll be interesting to see if blinds actually land or if they can have value. But I have a high premonition or striking feeling that Lili's blinds are going to have very little value this game. So we are in game number 2, and on the right we have Team Dynamics. We got Captain Muramask on that Leoric. We have Darabao on the Stukov, Ohio 03 on the Zul'jin, Raven X once again on that Hanzo, and Summer Ash on the Johanna. For Game Freaks, we got Bernie Burn on the Lili, Fabre once again on the Greer main. We got Big Wiz on the Li Ming. We have Mayog this time on Blaze, and finally we have Infofox on the Garage. So Game Freaks has made their way over looking for any potential rotation, mistake. They're not really going to get it right now. And his Team Dynamics just went straight for the lane. And obviously at this point, Team Dynamics knows something strange is up. And there they go, trying to collapse on in. Ohio going to be caught out here. It's going to be silenced, blinded, tossed, and there's the save from Darabao. Oh no, it will not be good enough. Just the tip, and Ohio 03 goes down. I guess Ohio will be going back to Ohio as well. There's a pull from Summer Ash, but the Unstoppable comes out a little too late as he takes a whole boatload of damage. He wastes it once again. We're seeing Johanna's waste that Unstoppable, getting punished. There comes out the damage. And remember, you can't just willy-nilly use it. Like, Summer Ash did not respect Infofox at all. Like, that kind of disrespect just got absolutely punished. In the top lane, however, Looks like Captain Murmask doing quite fine, and Mayog actually tapping already. And with that lead, they are starting the camp with that Greymane. Garrosh sitting in that bush, waiting for any unsuspecting victim, just scaring them away. Even though he could have actually gotten that with a single Q, he would have landed it. So camp going to be picked up very shortly. I'm surprised Team Dynamics didn't actually take a look to see what was going on and just like head on in there. So let's take a look what has been picked up. We got free drinks. I believe this is actually not the go-to, but hey, I'm now a lead player and I haven't played her even since a rework, so can't tell you 100% there. Warbreaker, Power Hungry. We got the Wolf Heart once again. Usually, like I said, Viciousness is the go-to. There's another throw onto the Johanna. Johanna is getting really low, but Darabo ready to turn around with the Q and pop it like a pimple with that D. So we already got Redemption almost fully stacked here. He's not going for the extra scatter arrows. It's understandable, especially against a Garrosh here. Garrosh looking to come on in, missing that Q altogether and throwing it out the wrong way. So we got the Consume Vitality, we got the Headhunter coming on out. We got the Growing Infestation and one good spread. So pretty expected builds. Now on the other side, because they have so much DPS and they have a Greymane, they can do these camps really, really trivially. And Team Dynamics is going to make a very aggressive play. They're coming on in, invading. They have a full 5-man here, and there they go. Summer Ash is actually going to be turning in and turning on them, turning back in, and they have everyone there. Everyone on both sides is getting low, but people who are getting lower is Game Freaks. They do get control of this. Unfortunately, they don't actually get Summer Ash on the point. Like, Summer Ash is playing exceedingly scared. She's a Johanna with a Stukov. So if you're ever wanting to know how to play tank properly, you do not sit back when you are full life and you're contesting for that. And Captain Murmask overstaying his welcome. There's a 5-man condemn, but it's not going to be good enough. They start racing, and Raven X is going to have to get out of dodge as well. At this point, 2 members are down, with Leo going to be popping back up here very shortly. They're going to be able to fight and trade this out pretty quickly on the side of Game Freaks, as Game Freaks has, you know, the Greymane and they have Li Ming. And now there are full 5-man. A nice double Warbreaker or Q from the Groundbreaker. Ohio getting really low. Raven X getting really low. But Infofox is low as well. So they'll have to back off. There's the heal from Stukov. They're going to be able to get back in here. Unfortunately for them, they're not in a better position. So either they fight right now or they just do as much damage as possible. Looks like they might be able to keep up just a little bit, but it won't be enough until level 7 is hit and never outmatched is most likely the choice. But you can see how well they did keep up. They're falling behind at this point. And yeah, what was a really critical mistake was actually this invade. The invade was a beautiful call. The problem was the players, whoever made the call correctly, but it didn't seem like the rest of the team knew how to actually play their role on Team Dynamics. What I mean is, like I said, Summer Ash was not sitting on the point. They could have sat on that point. They had a Stukov. Stukov puts a silence down, and all of a sudden, they can do nothing. They have to give it up unless they want to lose. Because Game Freaks got significantly lower than Team Dynamics ever did in that engagement. So I'm also surprised they didn't try and force for kills there. At this point, Infofox is already 9 out of 15. So he's getting that extra damage. And they are level 7, so they need to be careful here. In the bot lane, we have Leo versus Playstill, and they are looking for that kill. Ohio is in a really bad position right now. There's the throw onto Johanna, and a little bit of a bait, but I'm not quite sure, once again, why Johanna is not using her iron skin to prevent that throw. I mean, it's a really trivial play for Summer Ash to make. Hit the D when Garrosh is walking up towards you. Dismount him if he's mounted, and you're good. There's a throw onto Summer Ash. No D going to be used there, but Infofox is taking so much damage, cannot run up to his team as the silence is parting the seas, and there they go, losing 1 man. Big Wiz going full on in committing, but he's going to trade himself out, but he does pick up the kill on Hanzo. I'm not sure that's worth it, as they are the ones who are currently have a lead. And you get the underdog kind of like XP advantage here and give them an additional kill, trading a 2-for-1 instead of just a 1-for-0 situation. In the meantime, in bot lane, you have Captain Muramas just kind of bodying it. And that's kind of one of those things. Leo will beat Mayog if Mayog cannot dodge the Drain Hopes. I've seen it multiple times. With the right build, Captain Muramas just wins, and you got the Drain Momentum coming on out for Captain Muramas. No additional healing. But now, oh no, Raven X is in. Ooh, that was looking a little dicey, a little wild, a little crazy. So we now have the poke wars that will begin. Stukov, Zul'jin, we have Greymane up in this lane, and he's going to have to clear this off. He will pretty soon, but they're not actually going to be able to do anything with this pressure that they got. Team Dynamics needs to identify the situation of look at how many people are where and take advantage of it. Infofox now is looking like he's going to be caught out here. The slow should come on out. There's the slow. There's the silence. They pop it, and I don't know if they'll be able to get it. There's the taunt pulling away Johanna and Leo. In the meantime, Raven X getting chewed up by Fabre. He has the natural agility to get on out. Johanna now looking like she might get caught. Unstoppables pop. She's perfectly fine. Captain Muramask should be able to Eon out if needed. He misses the Drain Hope, and he will be going down here. Tens were now picked up as well during that entire time. And this looks like it'll be another Immortal on the side of Game Freaks. So the big problem in these kinds of matches is that people do not respect the fact that they can win a 5v3 situation, and then they don't respect things like Unstoppable. So the halftime show has begun. All 5 members are back up. They're close, but there's going to be a taunt onto Summer Ash. Summer Ash is going to be able to get away. She turns back on in Johanna. There's the pop. There's the Unstoppable, but now this is going to be a ton of damage. A very nice lines coming out from Darabo. It's not going to be good enough. The arrow comes on in, but it will not be able to save the day as it only hits Big Wiz. But Raven X is chunking away Big Wiz as he has absolutely no mana at this point. He tries to go on in. One more shot, and there he goes. They trade out Johanna for Li Ming. Raven X is running for his life right now. Has that. He's still available. Will escape. But during all of that, look at this Immortal. Fabre just chews through that HP pool. And this is a very healthy Immortal right now. So, we haven't had a chance to look at some of the talents that have been picked up here. We had the Blessed Momentum, we had Conviction, never outmatched, like I said. Let's see what else we have. Garage has picked up Into the Fray here, unlike in the other game for Team Dynamics where they didn't opt for that. A lot of damage coming on down. There's the pull. Condemn is now down, but Zul'jin is going to say lights out for him. Here Zul'jin is able to respawn, or there's a tall tale that he's supposed to come back to life in World of Warcraft at some point, but maybe really that story is all about coming into Heroes of the Storm and just respawning back in his base. So this is a pretty healthy Immortal still. Raven X is going to be chewing through this as best as he can with his Q build, with his Scatter Arrow build. And now it is still a 4v4. Ohio needs to be very careful, cannot step too far forward there, as if he does, he's going to be tossed like a salad, and they're going to eat him. So Team Dynamics is fine. There's a re-engage. There's an arrow. I don't know if this was expected at all. There's the slow on Infa. And Infa is now going to have to use that Indomitable. But there's a falling sword. A wild falling sword has appeared. And there they go. There's the taunt on Zul'jin. Zul'jin is unkillable right now. I don't know if this will be enough to secure any kills for Team Dynamics. There's another kill. 2 down. We should be seeing a third here. Potentially Summer Ash. Nice body blast from Game Freaks. I don't believe though they're going to actually get this though. They get 2. They get 3 there. I'm not sure what Team Dynamics was thinking there. They wasted an arrow, didn't have any really follow-up, and I'm not sure why Falling Sword was the pickup either in this game. Blessed Shield is just too good to pick up Falling Sword. So taking a look at some of the talents picked up, we have Fuel Leak, we got the Mass Vortex, Defensive Measures, Illusionist, and finally Running Wild. Game Freaks is running kind of wild, if you will, right now with this match, as they have the talent advantage. They've taken every immortal, and well, they've been winning every team fight pretty handily. So at this point, Team Dynamics is going to have to chunk down the immortal ASAP. Look where Raven X is right now. Raven X is like poking the enemy team. He has the redemption completed, which means he can pump out more scatter arrows. However, this was not the play to make. They should have been in position to start doing the immortal. You can actually see they're defending right now. They're looking for 13, while their side, Game Freaks, is just trying to defend at this point. They're going to collapse on in. Raven X is in all alone on this island, an island of death, as Infofox is mounted up, and he's nice juke there. He's still working with what he can, and in the meantime, there's a dead Raven X. I do not know why Raven X was so far out. They hit 13. He has literally no one with him. They do not need 4 people sitting bottom. They need to have at least 1 person with him. Better yet, they needed all 5 to be together to prevent that sort of situation too. Now the collapse, there's the unkillable Tazdingo. The flailing swipe has been used. They're still chasing, and Ohio is going to be go down. No, a nice Entomb comes out, saves the day, but it will not be enough. There's the arrow. 3-man's done. We now have a falling sword for 4. Okay, we get 3 people, but the bunker comes on down. I do not know why there's a re-engage right now, but there's a re-engage. They have turn on to summer. There's the throw. There's the Q combo. And good night, our sweet summer child. It is now 16 versus 13. 1 member down for Team Dynamics, and we should be seeing them take the keep. At this point, this is almost the same situation as the last game. Raven X taking a lot of damage. Captain Muramas still on in there. And Mayog with a 3-man stun, showing the big boy Blaze. Big Wiz showing the bigger DPS here as he takes out and proceeds to knock off some health of the members of Team Dynamics. And Ohio now getting taunted on out of here. This is looking very bad for Team Dynamics. The shield is down. It's already down to 80%. And Falling Summer, Ash, and Darabo are going to try as best as they can to prevent this. They don't have a whole lot to work with. They turn on to Darabo, and down he goes. There are now only 2 members up. There's the Entomb, not really doing too much right now. And Game Freaks are going to walk away with a very clean 2-0, getting themselves the domination. So they earn themselves 3 points, while Team Dynamics walk away with zero points in the very first game for both teams. Opening hours and opening series for Nexus Gaming Series of Season 4. So we're going to take a look real fast. Big Wiz just dropping so much damage. This game though, like Zul'jin and Raven put out respectable numbers, but it's not enough. Like Big Wiz just absolutely annihilated him at that point. Greymane 25k, Lily 23k, and Greymane just chewed through the health pools while they fought. There was a lot of macro decisions that need to be worked on for Team Dynamics in order to result in really a stronger team play. I think there are some micro mistakes, and a lot of cases are revolving around Garage. They basically said, Infofox, I want you to take me by the hand and throw me to your promised land. And well, he certainly threw them to the promised land called hell or death. And yeah, Game Freak's just looking really clean. 18 kills to 3. Game Freaks, keep notes, guys, because Game Freaks are going to be a team to watch after this game series. So hopefully we see Team Dynamics work on some of those micro and macro issues and see them come back next week for their next game, which I believe is actually on Tuesday. I need to double check. I will actually be casting them. And I appreciate all of you who've been watching this cast. If you enjoyed it, hit follow. There's obviously no subscribe. Um, but yeah, definitely come back to watch other cast. Even more important than watching, or sorry, than following, coming back and just watching cast are a more important thing to me than just hitting a follow up button. I'm also RIT's analyst, so check out Heroes of the Dorm this Thursday and see how they do, as they'll be kind of representing